Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wekiva High School welcomes you to Mustang Arena for Game 2 of the 2020 Boys Basketball Preseason Classic. Please welcome our guests wearing the black jerseys, visitors on the scoreboard from Pine Ridge High School. They are the Panthers. And they'll be taking on your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Before we begin our game this evening, we ask that you please stand and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now, let's meet the teams. We'll begin with our guests from Pine Ridge, and we'll start at forward with 6-foot senior number 2, Yavian Saez Rivera. At guard, 5'11" senior number 3, Javier Saez Rivera. At guard, 6'2" senior number 4, Joey Brake. At forward, 6'2" senior number 12, Jalen Cheeks. And finally, for the Panthers at center, 6'5" junior number 15, Ricardo Lara. And the head coach of the Panthers, Matthew Chisholm. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Starting at small forward with 6'4" sophomore number 0, Malachi Hampton. At point guard, 6' junior number 3, Jamaric Hammond. At shooting guard, 6'2" senior number 1, Donovan Stokes. At guard, 6' senior number 4, Quandary Roberson. And finally for the Mustangs at shooting guard, 6'2" senior number 10, Isaiah Lester. And the head coach of the Mustangs, Mr. Jacino Lubin. The officials for tonight's game are from the Central Florida Officials Association here in Orlando. For those of you in the arena, send your friends and family back home a message if you need to right now. Let them know that tonight's game is being live streamed on both YouTube and the NFHS Network. Search for Wekiva Sports on YouTube. And a special welcome to those of you who are joining us on the live stream. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, joined as always by Neil Fisher of the Apopka Chief, and we are ready to get things started here in Game 2 of the Preseason Classic, the Mustangs and the Panthers, as we are in the pre-opening phases of Season 14.
Thank you again, Mark. As always, good to be back here at our Mustang Arena, our home away from home, right, Mark?
Absolutely. I feel like I spend about as much time here as I do at my house.
Yeah, and taking a quick look at this season as we're going to get the first shot of the season. No good off the heel.
Can't get it to fall. Put back. Will go. That is number 1, Donovan Stokes on the Mustang putback. And Wekiva draws first blood tonight.
So I think a good phrase, a good motto heading into the 2020-21 season for the Wekiva Mustangs is very simply that which...
Cheeks to break, and the Panthers are on the board.
That which does not kill you makes you stronger. For those of you who are joining us, as Donovan goes with the layup.
Hampton from Roberson on a layup.
Last season, Wekiva lost its three best players during the offseason. Each of them transferred. And so it was best next man up. None of the players on the team had any significant time on the varsity level.
Jamaric Hammond for 3 from Leicester.
This year we start the season with 10 returning players. Coach Coach Lubin is very excited about this team. He thinks they've made some very good strides, in terms of distance from where they started at the end of last season to where they are now. He says it's a very hardworking team, and they had a very strong fall league and fall season, so they look to come in with some momentum. And again, 10 returning starters, and the key is going to be whether or not this team can transition from the not so intense environment of playing in a fall league and in their own practices to actual varsity competition.
Trey will not go for break. Rebound goes to Stokes.
7-2 lead for Wekiva.
To Hammond for three, not there.
Certainly, again, 7-2 lead, a much better start, much more promising start than what we saw just 1 year ago, 12 months.
Jumper not going to work for Saez Rivera. Rebound goes to Hampton. I guess I'm not going to be able to call them by their last name since we have twins on the team. Yavian and Yavier, I assume they're twins.
Yes.
To the paint, lovely pass there, and it just won't fall for Donovan Stokes.
Long outlet pass.
Yeah, too cute by half there as Cheeks tried to get something done in transition, but it goes out of bounds. Mustangs ball.
So your starting lineup, if you joined us after Mark announced, Pine Ridge, Saez Yavera, number 2, Saez Yavera, number 3, as Mark just mentioned, they're twins. Break, number 4, Cheeks, number 12, Lara, number 15. No good. Stokes with the rebound. Immediately closed up. That defense closed, and Pine Ridge comes the other way. Wekiva's starting lineup. Number 0 is Hampton, a sophomore. Number 3, Hammond, a junior.
Foul is called against Mustangs. Number 10, Isaiah Laster, his first and the team's first. At the line, shooting 2, Joey Brake.
Number 1, Donovan Stokes, he's a senior. Number 4, Quadri Robertson, a senior. And rounding out the lineup, number 10, Isaiah Laster, also a senior. So started off by telling Mark that this is a team that had no returning players last season. This year they have 10. And 3 of those returning players are seniors and in the starting lineup. 7-3 is the score, 5:15 remaining in the first quarter. This is the second of 2 games on the first night of the Wekiva Mustangs Boys Basketball Preseason Classic.
And so Wekiva will have a block shot there and a rebound picked up by Javier Saez Rivera. Go the other way, and we're going to get a turnover as Jalen Cheeks throws the ball out of bounds. Mustangs ball. See, a Thursday night we'll have 2 more of these. The Panthers will have the early game against Apopka, and Wekiva will have the late game against Lake Brantley coming up on Thursday. We're going to be live streaming those for you the same way we are these. So we look forward to bringing you our second night of action. Here comes a tray, not going to fall for Laster.
Hammond with the deuce off the rebound.
Putback scored by Jamaric Hammond. That's 5 points for him tonight.
Yeah, off to a great start. Certainly making his presence felt early.
Hammond gets the deflection there. That was very nearly a turnover. Hammond, though, tips it out of bounds, and so it stays with the Panthers. Mustangs leading by 6, 4:23 to go in the first. We'll go to the corner, looking for a tray, a little too hot from break, and the rebound goes to Q. Roberson. We'll go the other way, in transition, there it is. Layup for Donovan Stokes.
So 4:10 left, 11-3 lead by Wekiva. And Wekiva certainly come out looking crisp and clean in their transition game. That's Hampton with getting a hand on the ball. Neil Fisher and Mark Barchi bringing you the action from Mustang Arena. Oh, inbound pass over to Lara. He can't get to go, but we'll draw the foul.
Hampton got a block on the first one, but a foul occurs on the second one. Malachi Hampton is called with his first personal foul. It's the team's second. At the line shooting 2, Ricardo Lara.
So Lauer with an opportunity to cut into the lead. He's successful on the first free throw.
Checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 24, Isaiah Bannister-Duchette.
Second free throw from Lara, no problem. And Lara with a very nice stroke at the free throw line. Hammond brings the ball up, sets the offense down to the left wing, back to Hammond at the top of the key, looks right. Now he's going to drive the lane, switches dribble, can't get it through, ball tipped away, Pine Ridge on the transition. Wekiva answers with a turnover, forcing a turnover themselves. And down into the right corner, Davis. Over to Charles, he'll try from the free throw, can't get that to go. And Pine Ridge comes down with the ball. 11-5 is the score, 3 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Top of the key for Lara, down into the left corner, along the baseline. Off the backboard, couldn't get rim. That was Lara.
Rebound goes to Hampton, trying to get something done in transition. Shot is blocked.
Loose ball picked up in the corner by Cheeks. He drops it off to Saez Rivera, and Pine Ridge goes to work.
Yeah, Cheeks on the rebound. Kerry Davis had the block shot just then. And now Javier Saez Rivera will set up the play for the Panthers. 2.5 to go here in the first. To the paint from the baseline, and we'll get a foul. Ricardo Lara fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Panthers. Foul called against Mustangs. Number 15, Kerry Davis. That's his first, the team's third.
So Lara at the line once again with an opportunity to cut into the Wekiva lead. He went 2 for 2 just about a minute ago. Ooh, does not get that one to go. Rattled in and out.
Donovan Stokes and Isaiah Laster are back for the Mustangs.
So an 11-5 lead being held by the Mustangs. Second free throw by Lara, that is good. 11-6 is now the score. Neither team doing any full court defense. Both are content to set up in half court defenses. Hammond with the ball. Over to Stokes on the right. Back to Hammond at the top of the key. 2:15 left in the first quarter. Hammond with the spin, trying to go low. Can't get the pass, but picks up the loose ball.
Jalen Cheeks with a nice move there in the paint. Will go to the corner. Trey will not fall for Stokes. Foul is called against Panthers, number 24, Yandriel Kalo Ramos on his first personal foul. The team's first as well. A couple of personnel changes in for the Mustangs.
And Jamaric Hammond, number 3, the point guard, will inbound the ball. Down on the right wing, back to Hammond in the corner. Score the tray!
3-point basket for Jamaric Hammond.
Well, that was your inbound edition of the give and go, Mark. Hammond passing it and getting the ball back for the open tray. Contact underneath the hoop. And no
that was blocked
foul.
out of bounds by Hampton. No call. Checking into the game for the Panthers, number 20, Trayvon League.
Spin move and a nice soft touch by Cheeks.
Cheeks on the pass from Saez Rivera for 2.
Up and down move. Wekiva comes back the other way, looking to increase that 14-8 lead. Answer the nice move by Cheeks. Hammond at the W at midcourt. Drops the ball in from the left wing, 15 feet, no good. Chased down by Hampton. Back out to Hammock. And a third offensive rebound. Hammond actually got knocked down by his own teammate in the scramble for the ball.
You can't foul your own player, but the other team can. Block is called against number 3, Javier Saez Rivera. That's his first personal foul, the team's second.
So Wekiva maintains possession of the ball. They've had a strong offensive rebounding performance on this possession. maintaining it, dumping the ball in. And, the ball was stripped.
Stolen. Yeah, stripped right away there by Yandriel Kalo Ramos.
So Cheeks will bring the ball up, crosses midcourt, under a minute, into the corner. The drive through the lane and score the deuce for Break.
Joey Break on a layup for the Panthers.
14-10, 45 seconds left. Robertson with the ball. Over to Hammond. Back to Robertson at the top, 35 seconds. Trying to go low, nice idea, but communication was off. Ball goes out of bounds.
Checking into the game for the Panthers, number 5, Damon Harris.
And so Javier Saez Rivera will inbound it. He inbounds it to Harris. Long pass to the corner, score the tray!
3-pointer for Joey Break, the pass from Saez Rivera.
And just that quickly, a 9-point lead is down to 1. 14-13 lead by Wekiva, 15 seconds left. Under the basket, some nice strong passing. Ball winds up in Bannister Doucette's hand and draws the foul.
Isaiah Bannister Doucette is fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Mustangs. The Panthers foul is called against number 24, Yandriel Kalo Ramos. That is his second personal foul and the team's third.
So opportunity to increase the lead for Wekiva. First free throw good, nothing but net. "13 seconds left in the first quarter. This is the second game of the preseason classic. Second attempt by Bannister Doucette, good. 16-3, 10 seconds, long pass from Pine Ridge.
The league is barely able to handle that one without letting it go out of bounds. 5 seconds to go. Panthers waiting for their shot.
That's
Take it
Saez
from long
Rivera.
distance. Not there. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter. It's a 3-point ball game. The Mustangs enjoy a 16-13 advantage at the end of the first quarter.
Neil Fisher, Mark Barchi will be back from Mustang Gymnasium. 16-13 is your score as we enter the second quarter. Second quarter about to begin. This is the second game of the 2020 Wekiva Mustangs Men's Basketball Preseason Classic.
The Panthers have the opening possession of the second quarter.
And Wekiva will begin with a 16-13 lead over the Pine Ridge Panthers. Wekiva's led from start to finish. They scored the first 7 points. And a turnover, Stokes, with the slam.
Donovan Stokes steals a slam dunk for the Mustangs to open up second quarter scoring.
Quick hand, quick feet, even quicker basket. 18-13 in favor of Wekiva.
Foul is called against number 1, Donovan Stokes, his first, the team's fourth.
So, a programming note, as we mentioned, this is the second game of the Classic, the preseason Classic. There are actually 4. The 2 others after this game will be played on Thursday night, the early game at 6. Apopka will take on Pine Ridge. And approximately 15 minutes later, the second game.
Joey Break picks up 2 from the baseline.
And that second game will be Wekiva against Lake Brantley. And, of course, Friday night.
30-second timeout is called by the Mustangs.
And on Friday night, the FHSAA postseason tournament for football continues. The tournament is now down to the round of 32. And Wekiva will be taking on here at Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium the Tehopa Kaliga Tigers. That kickoff is at 7:30. And Mark and I will be broadcasting on the NFHS website.
Yes,
So,
NFHS Network, the official home of the FHSAA regional tournament. Nice pass, but Laster just not able to get enough altitude on it, but he redeems himself, and it's Isaiah Laster gets his own putback for 2. Makes it a 5-point ball game. Mustangs lead 20-15 with 7 minutes remaining in the half. Nice pass, and it converts. That's Trayvon League on the pass from Yandriel Kalo Ramos.
and so Roberson will bring the ball up. The senior, 6 feet, 128. We mentioned, air ball. An opportunity for Pine Ridge. Unforced error on Wekiva's part. So, mentioned at the beginning of the game, Wekiva not only has 10 returning players, but 3 of the returning players are seniors in the starting lineup. Now they go to full court press.
Kalo Ramos tries to take it to the paint all by himself. Not there. Oh, and the putback's not either.
Scramble on the floor. Bannister Doucette thought he was giving it to one of his teammates, but gave it to the Pine Ridge player who had an easy deuce.
Basket by number 20, Trayvon League. So, yeah, that was unclear whether that was Wekiva getting the rebound and then a turnover, or whether you don't want to say they never had control of the ball and it was just an offensive rebound. But either way, an extra possession there for the Panthers, and they convert on it, make it a 1-point ball game. The tray not going to fall from Donovan Stokes, and it's run out of bounds by the Panthers. Checking into the game for the Mustangs, Kerry Davis and Jamara Cammond.
So also would like to acknowledge our students who come out from the broadcast production department and work our video cameras, and work with Keith Dickerson, the director, to present to you the video side of the broadcast. Of course, Mark and I do the audio, and that video, though, allows you to see what's going on.
As we also have broadcast production providing a very valuable service to me tonight as a spotter. He's in my other ear that you can't hear, making sure that I keep all the stats straight, as Joey Brake picks up 2 for the Panthers.
Quick rebound in even quicker transition.
And that is the first lead of the night for Pine Ridge.
Out to Stokes. He's going to drive the baseline, kick it out. Left wing, drop the
Kerry
punch.
Davis for 3 on the pass from Donovan Stokes.
23-21, Wekiva regains the lead. That lead that Pine Ridge lost is actually the first lead they've had of the entire night. Action at midcourt. Down under
goes
the
to the
basket.
baseline. League not there, and Bannister Doucette gets the rebound. Mustangs taking a look in transition. 3 from the corner is short by Stokes. Putback is going to draw a foul.
And that foul will come with 4:44 left.
Foul is called against Panthers number 24, Yandriel Kelo Ramos. That's his 3rd personal foul and the team's 4th. Isaiah Bannister Doucette at the line, shooting 2.
Bannister Doucette with 2 points. 23-21 lead held by Wekiva.
Checking into the game for the Panthers, number 12, Jalen Cheeks.
And so Wekiva will begin the regular season. We mentioned they have one more preseason game, which will take place Thursday here at Mustang Arena. But their opening regular season game, as the second free throw is no good, that will be against Windermere on November 23rd in the Metro Hoops Fest Blue quarterfinal. In the meantime, Wekiva with another offensive rebound. The scoop and the drop by Bannister Doucette.
Kerry Davis earns 2 the hard way through the paint. Foul is called against number 15, Kerry Davis. His 2nd personal foul. The team's 5th. Checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 0, Malachi Hampton.
So Javier Saez Rivera passes the ball inbound. Harris brings it up past midcourt, sets the offense, and Pine Ridge goes to work, down 25-21, 4 minutes before halftime. Attacking that right side, passing around the right side.
Kerry Davis is not going to get any sympathy from me on that last foul because he hit the score table. Jalen Cheeks spins for 2.
Cuts the lead to 25-23. Back out to Hammond. Over to the corner to Stokes. Takes a look at the basket. Gives it back to Hammond at the top of the key. Hammond dribbles back to Stokes. Got the two-man game going on now. And a foul. No, actually the ball was knocked out of bounds. Remains with Wekiva.
Yep, that's Trayvon League on the defensive play there. Wekiva will have the ball at their own baseline. 3:33 to go here in the second. Jamaric Hammond ready on the inbound.
There's the inbound pass.
To Laster, and he's got it. Jamaric Hammond to Isaiah Laster for 3.
Stolen and kiss off the glass. And 30-23, a 5-point lead grows to 7.
Basket stolen by Isaiah Laster, and we'll pause for a timeout. Full timeout requested by the Panthers.
Mark Barchi, Neil Fisher, when we return from Mustang Arena, 3:20 left, 30-23 lead being held by Wekiva.
Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi along with Neil Fisher here to take you through the back half of the second quarter. Mustangs have retaken the lead by 7 after the Panthers briefly held the lead early in the second. And the Panthers, sensing a loss of momentum, stop the clock there and pause to regroup as they take the full timeout. But it's stolen again by Laster, and Isaiah Laster steals another Mustang layup.
At 2 consecutive possessions now that Pine Ridge has stolen, has committed a turnover, and Wekiva points have ensued.
I don't know what Coach told them during the break on the Pine Ridge side, but I don't think that was it.
No, certainly not.
Doesn't seem like what he had in mind.
So we talked about the 2 games on Thursday, as Pine Ridge is going for the deuce. Can't get it, but due on the offensive rebound.
Putback made by Trayvon League.
And a couple of other teams have begun their season. Of course, the girls basketball team has gotten off to a great start. 2 wins in their preseason classic and then a win last night. An average of over 20 points in all 3 of those wins. They will play again on...
Break gets the block and the rebound. Panthers will go the other way to the paint, coast to coast. Not going to happen as Jalen Cheeks draws a foul. Foul called against number 10, Isaiah Laster. That's his second personal foul, and the team's 6th. Cheeks at the line to shoot 2.
So the women's basketball team, they will travel to Boone on Thursday. That's a 7:30 start, and then Friday night, they will be playing Lake Highland Prep at 6:30. Lake Highland Prep ranked number 1 in the nation, according to Max Preps.
Rogie Jacatine into the game for the Mustangs. Panthers send in Jason Brown. Also in for the Mustangs, Q Roberson.
32-25. Wekiva with the lead, 2:14 before halftime. And also want to mention the soccer teams. They have started their seasons as well. Second free throw good, 32-26. The boys soccer, they will be playing Ocoee on Thursday, and then they are off again till December 1st. And
Jumper from the baseline, not going to go for Hampton. Rebound goes to the Panthers.
In women's soccer, they, of course, have also started their season. They are off to a 1-1 start. They play Pine Ridge tomorrow, and then on Thursday, Olympia.
And one of the things we're really excited about is the ability to bring you more games thanks to our Robo camera, the Pixelot, available in both venues so we don't have to be in two places at once. Block is called against Wekiva's number 0, Malachi Hampton. That's his second personal foul. The team's 7th. Checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 24, Isaiah Bannister-Duchette. And Ricardo Lara comes into the game for the Panthers. It puts the Panthers into bonus. At the line shooting 1-1 is Jason Brown.
And the score remains 32-26, 1:34 left. Neil Fisher, Mark Barchi, bringing you all the action from Mustang Arena. And you hear the whistle.
Lane violation on the Panthers. No basket. Mustangs ball.
So Robertson brings the ball off, drops it to the left wing with Stokes. Quick whistle.
Foul is called against number 12, Jalen Cheeks. That's his first personal foul, the team's 5th.
And once again, November 23rd, next Monday, Wekiva begins the regular season against Windermere Wolverines. They'll be at the Metro Hoops Fest, the Blue Quarterfinal.
That is the replacement event for the Metro versus Florida Challenge. A little smaller scale, only involves Orange County Public Schools teams. That's going to get deflected out of bounds by Jason Brown. Mustangs are going to stay in possession. 1:09 to go here in the second as we pause to make sure the floor is dry and safe.
Yeah, we talked about this last week in the Women's Preseason Classic. This is high school, so we don't have a paid staff to come out and sweep and clean up the liquids. You might have saw Hammond himself down there working on the getting the floor dry.
Roberson can't get it to fall.
Some work underneath, and that is
Brody
Ryan.
Jacatine is fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Mustangs. Foul is called against Panthers number 15, Ricardo Lara. That's his first personal foul, the team's 6th. And
Yes.
so both teams will enjoy bonus for the last 54.2 seconds of this half. First free throw is a little too hot.
Jacatine doing some heavy work underneath the boards there. He was got that rebound amongst 3 Panthers. So Lara inbounds the ball. Under a minute, 33-26 is the lead by Wekiva. Turnover, quick swipe. And here comes Stokes leading the fast break down into the corner. Hammond with the tray off the rim. Quick rebound for Pine Ridge. Can't get it out though. Turnover. Bannister-Duchette being harassed and finally fouled.
Held ball, possession Mustangs. So that is indeed not a foul, Neil. That is instead a held ball, and so Wekiva will use the possession arrow here.
Hammond goes long all the way just in front of half court. Stokes resets the offense. On the left wing, comes back up to the top. Bounce pass to Hammond, goes back to Stokes, out to the left wing. Robertson can't get the tray. Out of bounds, 22 seconds left. And Pine Ridge will have an opportunity to set up for the last say in this first half. Wekiva going full court, man-to-man.
Foul is called against Mustangs number 3, Jamaric Hammond. That's his first personal foul. The team's 8th. Jalen Cheeks will go to the line, shooting 1-1 bonus for the Panthers. Cheeks has 5 points so far tonight for Pine Ridge. He'll try to add to that here.
20 seconds left before halftime. The score is 33-26. And Pine Ridge has been stuck on 26 for a couple of minutes. And we are going to get a stoppage here.
We have a player
20.
bleeding, and so we're going to have to get a forced substitution here.
That's Trayvon League. And so coming in for League will be Xander Wilson Beck. Forward sophomore, 6'2". And at the line, Cheeks will take his free throws. 20 seconds left. 33-26. Wekiva in the lead. Other than about 10 seconds, Wekiva's led from start to finish. The first free throw is good for Cheeks. So Cheeks will take his second free throw. Opportunity to cut that lead down to 5. A 2-possession lead being held by Wekiva. Free throw from Cheeks. Again, nice stroke. And the score is 33-28. 20 seconds left. Wekiva brings the ball up. Robertson crosses midcourt, sets the offense. Now he's being harassed by Brown.
Nearly gets a backcourt violation, but just barely manages to stay on the front court. Jumper, got it. Donovan Stokes for 2.
And last opportunity for Pine Ridge. They will not be able to get the ball up court. A wild shot in. The first half comes to an end.
That takes us to the end of the second quarter. 7-point ball game. 35-28 is your score at intermission here in the second quarter and game number 2 of the 2020 Wekiva Boys Basketball Preseason Classic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here are your halftime stats, beginning with Pine Ridge. And we'll start with Ricardo Lara with 3 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 blocked shot. Trayvon League has 6 points, 2 rebounds. Jalen Cheeks, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. And leading his team for the first half is Joey Brake with 12 points, 1 rebound, and 1 blocked shot. As for the Mustangs, Malachi Hampton with 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Rogi Jacatine has a free throw as well as a rebound. Isaiah Bannister-Doucette has 2 points and 6 rebounds for the Mustangs in the first half. Kerry Davis, 5 points. Donovan Stokes, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Jamaric Hammond, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. And leading his team for the first half is Isaiah Laster, 9 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 2 steals. That takes us to our halftime score, 35-28. And we'll be back in about 8.5 minutes, ready to carry the second half of Game 2 with the Wekiva 2020 Boys Basketball Preseason Classic live from Wekiva High School. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, here with Neil Fisher from the Apopka Chief, and we are getting ready to go with the second half. Wekiva leading 35-28 at the break.
And Wekiva holding a 35-28 lead. Pine Ridge taking a few extra seconds here under Coach Chisholm.
Well, that is their right. Wekiva was actually ready a little early.
Yes. So Wekiva will begin the second half with Hampton, Hammond, Robertson, Laster, and Stokes, which was their same lineup they began the game with. Again, 35-28 as we get underway here in the second half. Wekiva, this is the first game of the season for either team. This is the preseason classic. Lara can't get the ball the first time, but certainly the second.
Putback is made by Ricardo Lara.
And looking at the stats, both teams shot the ball well. The difference was Wekiva had 15 more shots, 35-20. Pine Ridge shot the ball extremely well from two-point range, 9 of 16. That's a 56% clip. Wekiva slightly a little worse, 10 of 20, which is obviously a 50% clip. And rebounds were 20-13 in favor of Wekiva, which of course explains why they were able to take 15 more field goals. 8-5 advantage for Wekiva. And turnovers, 7 of 11 from the line for Pine Ridge, and 3 of 6 for Wekiva at the line themselves. Long pass out to Stokes, and score the deuce.
Stokes on the pass to Malachi Hampton for 2.
37-30, lead remains at 7 points, 6:53 remaining before the end of the third quarter. And the ball will remain with Pine Ridge.
Nice deflection there by Stokes.
And
Panthers get the ball at the opposing baseline, trailing by 7.
so a very balanced scoring for Wekiva.
Butterfingers, and it's stolen by Hammond. Coast to coast, easy bucket. Hammonds to Davis in transition for 2.
Very balanced scoring for Wekiva, all 5 starters with at least 4 points. And ball will remain with Pine Ridge.
That was nearly picked off by Kerry Davis, and yeah, Pine Ridge's coaching staff not happy with what they're seeing in the opening minute and a half of this, and we have a full timeout requested by the Panthers.
So we'll take a break with the score 39-30. Wekiva in the lead, 6:30 remaining in the third period. This is the Wekiva Mustangs Athletic Network. And we return to action at Mustang Gymnasium. Wekiva holding a 39-30 lead over Pine Ridge. This is the Wekiva Mustangs Boys Basketball Preseason Classic. Stop, pop, and drop for Jalen Cheeks.
Jalen Cheeks on the pass from Saez Rivera.
And that cuts the lead, 39-32. The second of 2 games tonight. We'll have 2 more on Thursday during making up this preseason classic. First game starts at 6, approximately 15 minutes after the conclusion of the first game. The second game will take place. And a steal, a turnover. Wekiva picks it up. Opportunity to increase that lead. And it's Laster with the tray.
Isaiah Laster for 3.
So a 5-point lead has become 9 just that quickly. And over in the corner, down Cheeks, finds Lara, and he banks the ball.
Ricardo Lara for 2.
And now Coach Lubin, Wekiva takes a timeout. 5:21 remaining.
Full timeout requested by the Mustangs.
And we will return. 42-35 is your score. Wekiva in the lead, 5:21.
Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, here with Neil Fisher from the Apopka Chief, and Mustangs holding on to a 7-point advantage. And the Mustangs calling the full timeout there after the basket. Each team now has 3 timeouts remaining. And Jamaric Hammond will take the ball to the front court. Panthers, for the moment, have no interest in a full court press. And they will set up for the half-court set.
Wekiva has led all but about 15 seconds. They scored the first 7 points. From the baseline, Laster.
Isaiah Laster picks up the jumper on the pass from Jamaric Hammond.
And now Hampton giving some chase in the backcourt.
Tipped by Hampton, and that's going to achieve the steal for the Mustangs. Stokes got it. Donovan Stokes with a long 2. Pass from Hammond.
From 15 points, and Hampton continues to harass the backcourt, the Pine Ridge backcourt.
So maybe that was a pretty well-spent timeout if it's getting those kinds of results. Checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 24, Isaiah Bannister-Doucette.
4:32 left in the third quarter, 46-35, Wekiva with the lead. Wekiva has led all but about 15 seconds, scoring the first 7 points. Bannister-Doucette giving chase, certainly making life more difficult for the Pine Ridge offense. From the left wing,
Javier Saez-Rivera on the pass from Jalen Cheeks for 3.
And Wekiva comes back, lead cut to 8. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Wekiva, a more deliberate pace than what we saw in most of the first half.
3 for Isaiah Laster on the pass from Jamaric Hammond. Hammond instrumental in each of the last 3 baskets. And here we're going to get a pick from number 24, Bannister-Doucette, but then he turns it right back over to Cheeks. We'll go the other way. Trey is not going to drop for break. Put back, and that will go. Putback made by Ricardo Lara. So if you blinked, you missed about 2 possessions and a lot of action.
Yes, and all of that results in a 49-40 score. Wekiva with the lead. And now Hammond will set the offense. Down deep into Bannister-Doucette. Blocked!
And Lara also pulls down the rebound. That was otherwise a beautiful pass. Couldn't have asked for much more from that.
Yeah, just a great play on the Pine Ridge side. A good play by Wekiva, even better by Pine Ridge. And speaking of good plays, Bannister-Doucette anticipating, knocks the ball away. Hammond out to Stokes. Stokes can't get the 15-foot J to go. Scramble at the free throw line.
Hard-fought rebound by Laster, and he's going to earn it the hard way. Isaiah Laster fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Mustangs. Foul called against number 20, Trayvon League. That's his first personal foul, the team's first this half.
So it's going to be a few extra seconds as Stokes is tying his shoes. Stokes has 10 points.
Well, I don't blame him. I'd be tired too if I ran that much. I don't think I would have made it as far as he did. All right, here comes Laster for the 2 free throws, a chance to make it an 11-point game. First is nothing but nets.
So Laster now up to 18 points. And the score is 50-40. Wekiva maintains that lead around double digits. They scored the first 7 points of the game. The lead has pretty much been between 8 and 12 since then. Second one good for Laster, 2 of 2. Wekiva now 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Pine Ridge crosses midcourt. Lara in the corner, thinks better of the shot. He's going to drive baseline and gets the basket in the call.
Ricardo Lara and 1. Foul is called against Mustangs number 21. Rogi Jacatine, that's his first, the team's first.
So Lara doing some work. Free throw is not good. Lara just leaned on the Wekiva defenders and forced them into losing their position once the contact was made. Wekiva 51-49, and Jacatine will draw the foul.
Nope, that is a hell ball. Possession, Mustangs.
.220 remaining in the third quarter. Neil Fisher, Mark Barchi bringing you the action from Mustang Gymnasium. And as we get a foul.
Malachi Hampton draws the foul, called against number 15, Ricardo Lara. His second, the team's second. Hampton at the line, shooting 2.
So give an acknowledgement to our students who are part of the broadcast production team here at Wekiva. Of course, Keith Dickerson is the director. And they are doing a very nice job operating the camera.
Yeah, we have a single camera tonight because broadcast production was actually stretched thin. The other half of the broadcast production department was helping my wife today. She is the chorus director, and they are shooting the Prism concert today. So that's where the other half of broadcast production is. We are hoping to get triple camera at some point this season, get you an even more professional-looking broadcast. But for the moment, we are delighted to have professional-style cameras, courtesy of the broadcast production program here at Wekiva. They're also providing spotter services for us tonight. And that pass was too hot to handle for break. It's stolen by Hammond, and the give and go. Hammond on the pass to Isaiah Laster.
And speaking of Jameric Hammond, he is actually a member of that broadcast production department.
Yeah, he filmed the girls' game for us. 3-point basket for Ricardo Lara.
And Pine Ridge showing some explosiveness, getting that ball up the court in the quick three-pointer from Lara. Wekiva maintains the 9-point lead, though, 54-45. Hammond with the ball at the top of the key. Over to Laster on the left wing. Stop, pop, and drop.
Laster for 3 on the pass from Hammond.
Lead back up to 12. 1 minute, 30 seconds in the third quarter, and a simple drive through the middle. That's
basket
great.
And 1 for Jalen Cheeks. Block is called against Mustangs number 4, Q Roberson. His first, the team's second. So 1 shot coming up on deck here for Cheeks, who has 12 so far tonight. Going to see if he can make it a baker's dozen here.
And Laster for Wekiva drained the tray. And now at the other end, Cheeks with the opportunity to get the old-fashioned three-pointer, which he does, 57-48. So a lot of action, and we remain at the same deficit. 9 points, 1:23 left in the third quarter. Robertson will bring the ball up. Pine Ridge remains very solid from the free throw line. 8 of 12 now, actually 9 of 13.
We're going to get a foul down here at the other end.
And by the way, Isaiah Laster has 24 points for Wekiva. And speaking of Laster, he will inbound the ball. 57-48, 150 left in the third quarter. Neil Fisher, Mark Bartzi, Mustang Arena.
Javier Saez Rivera, his second personal, the team's third.
Opening game of the 2020-21 season for both these teams. It is preseason, though. Apopka defeated Lake Brantley in the opener. And a nice, solid shot from Stokes.
Donovan Stokes.
Quick transition up the court for Pine Ridge. Lara with the trade from the corner. Under a minute, Laster pulls the ball down. Long outlet to Hampton. And Lara showing some versatility.
Yeah, rejecting that shot.
And some ability to run the court.
Hey, and since we didn't get a chance to talk about it during the previous break, I do want to draw attention to Jamara Hammond. He has 7 assists tonight. And that's been really instrumental in the last several minutes. A lot of those have come in back-to-back possessions. And here we're going to get a good assist, not from Hammond this time, but Donovan Stokes scores from Isaiah Laster.
61-48, 40 seconds left. Cheeks brings the ball up, harassed by Robertson. A swipe taken by Hampton. And the foul.
Jalen Cheeks is fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Panthers. The Mustang foul is called against number 4. Q Robertson on the push. That's his second and the team's third. I'll look at it, but that takes like 30 seconds of attention.
So first free throw does not fall. .6 seconds left before the end of the third quarter. Second free throw is good. And so with 33.6 seconds, Wekiva inbounds the ball, 61-49 lead. Break the press, block. Laster taking the shot. Pine Ridge comes the other way. Laster is down on the court. Action at the other end. The spin by Saez Rivera, and we're going to get that stoppage for Laster. Again, Laster is down on the other end.
Javier Saez Rivera gets the basket. We'll pause for an injury timeout.
So the break is taken, 17.8 seconds left in the third quarter. 61-51 is the score. Wekiva holding the lead. Wekiva scored the first 7 points. Since then, they have maintained the lead between 8 points and 12. Both teams shot the ball very well in the first half and have certainly continued here in the second half, in particular from 2-point range. 9 of 16 for Pine Ridge. That's a 56% clip. Wekiva, 10 of 20 for a 50% clip. So certainly this does look like a preseason classic. We've seen some good play, some bad play from both teams. And now Laster is up on his feet. He's squatting.
Isaiah Laster shaken up on the play. He makes his way off with the assistance of our athletic training team and coaching staff.
And we now have 17.8 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Wekiva will have the ball on their own at the Pine Ridge on their own side. A nice angle pass and foul at midcourt. Actually, excuse me, the ball was just tipped out of bounds, no foul. Kerry Davis inbounds. Robertson brings the ball up over, well, not quite over midcourt. He's now being harassed by one of the Saez Rivera twins and score the deuce.
Malachi Hampton from Donovan Stokes.
And Pine Ridge will not get a shot off. They look like they just lollygagged.
That takes us to the end of the third quarter, and it's a 12-point ball game, 63-21. Or 63-51 is your score at the end of the third quarter.
And we will be back for the start of the fourth quarter. Neil Fisher, Mark Barchi. This is the Wekiva Mustangs Athletic Network. And so, welcome.
Full timeout is called by the Panthers. Excuse me, by the Mustangs.
And welcome back to Mustang Arena.
Little extended intermission there taken by Wekiva. They burned one of their timeouts to double the length of the intermission between quarters. The Panthers have the opening possession of the fourth period.
And we begin that fourth quarter with Wekiva holding a 63-51 lead. Lara on the Pine Ridge end cannot get the ball to go. Wekiva, quick transition. And Davis unable to get the field goal to go for him. But the rebound, offensive rebound, goes to Wekiva, and they will reset. So on the left, Robertson comes up to the top of the key, sets the offense again. Jack Pringle over to the right corner. Robertson can't get the tray. The rebound.
And Stokes is not able to hold on to it, and it is picked up by Jalen Cheeks.
Cheeks crosses midcourt. 7:15 left in the game. 63-51. Wekiva. Ball tipped away by Davis. Recovered by Cheeks. Cheeks will set up the Pine Ridge offense again. This time, Davis gets a hand on it but cannot direct it inbounds. Inbound will be taken by Saez Rivera.
And Lara's barely able to keep it on the front court side. Some lack of clarity there and picked off. I don't know how he didn't see him there, but Kerry Davis makes short work of that. Not able to get the layup, but putback made by Malachi Hampton.
65-51. Wekiva with the lead. 6.5 minutes left in the game. This is the second of two games played tonight at Mustang Arena. Score the tray from the corner.
Cheeks on the pass to Javier Saez Rivera for three.
We talked at the beginning of the broadcast, Mark, very disappointing season. Last season, as Break gets the tip, the steal can't convert. A break, speaking of break, a break as in B-R-E-A-K for the Mustangs. And they take advantage of that break.
Mustang layup from the paint by Talario Pringle. And you hear the reaction from the crowd. That's Pringle's first points of the year. That's enough to draw a cheer. At the other end, we're not going to get anything from break, and it's going to go out of bounds. Looks like Wekiva thought it was off of the Panthers, but it was in fact off the Mustangs. So a team offensive rebound coming up here for Pine Ridge.
Also, the first points for Pringle in a varsity Wekiva uniform. Steal by Robertson, and he's got Pringle on the left, decides to take it himself and draws the foul.
Q. Roberson is fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Mustangs. The foul is called against Panthers number 2, Yavian Saez Rivera, his first and the team's 4th.
5:44 left in the game. Wekiva 67-54. Quanteri Robertson with the opportunity from the free throw line to increase the lead. Wekiva scored the first 7 points. They have maintained the lead except for about 15 seconds. And we were talking at the beginning of the broadcast, Mark, that Wekiva had a very disappointing, very rough season last season. And that stemmed from the fact that they did not have any returning starters, no returning players who saw any significant time 2 seasons ago. Wekiva winning only 3 games last season, and certainly a much better team this year. And that, of course, starts with gaining that experience. A team that has certainly matured with the experience, learning their lessons.
Donovan Stokes is called on the push. His second personal foul, the team's 4th.
And they also are more physically mature now with that extra year under their belt.
Checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 33, Avaya Charles.
So Javier Saez Rivera inbounded to Lara, gets the ball back.
Narrowly avoids a travel call there. Took a couple of steps with it as he received the pass.
Saez Rivera outworking the left wing now. And
Charles runs into a screen. Nothing there, though, so they'll go back to Lara to the corner, and we're going to get a foul behind the arc. Saez Rivera is fouled behind the arc. He'll go to the line and shoot 3 for the Panthers. The Mustang foul is called against number 33, Avaya Charles. That's his first and the team's 5th.
So Javier Saez Rivera, 8 points as he takes his first free throw. Three dribbles, sets, throws up that second free throw, also no good. So Wekiva dodges a proverbial bullet in the fact that only 1 point will be scored on this free throw trip down. On this trip down, converting only 1 of the 3 free throws. 68-55 as we approach 5 minutes left in the game. And just a bad pass. That's Break, and he lays it in off the glass.
Joey Break steals 2 for the Panthers.
68-57, lead back down to 11. We are now under 5 minutes left in the game. Javier Saez Rivera picks up the top of the key. Dishes out to Robertson. Robertson drives, fakes the pass. Ball just stripped out by Saez Rivera. Long pass to Break. A little too long, unable to get the correct angle, and Wekiva comes down at the other end. Turnover. And another interception, and so we've gone 3 possessions, no points, and a lot of running.
Yeah, turnover stats racking up like hotcakes.
So again, this is the preseason classic, and we're certainly seeing preseason action. Score the boost.
3-point basket from Talario Pringle, the pass from Q Roberson.
And a foul along the left sideline.
Foul called against Mustangs number 33, Avaya Charles on the block. And we'll pause for a Mustang timeout. Waiting for the signal here of what kind of timeout it's going to be. 30-second timeout called by the Mustangs. We'll be right back.
.405 left in the fourth quarter. This is the second game of the Wekiva Mustangs Men's Basketball Preseason Classic. Neil Fisher, Mark Barchi, Wekiva holding a 71-57 lead.
And that was the sixth foul that the Mustangs just picked up there, so Panthers will enjoy bonus for the rest of the game, and it does drain in for Ricardo Lara on the Panther basket.
A spin and a soft kiss off the backboard. Cuts the lead down to 12, and we are now under 4 minutes remaining in the game.
Well, that would have been a balk in baseball, but it's perfectly legal in basketball. Shot from a jumper from the baseline by Charles, not there, and it's going to go out of bounds off the Mustangs. Hampton bounced it out there. He's a little slow to get up.
Wekiva scored the first 7 points of the game.
Checking into the game for the Mustangs, Isaiah Bannister-Doucette.
And other than about 15 seconds, Wekiva's held the lead from start to finish. And the lead has been between about 8 and 12 points, except for about 2 minutes. And now we got contact and a whistle. That's Charles for Wekiva, Cheeks for Pine Ridge.
Push is called against Mustangs number 33, Avia Charles. That's his third personal foul, the team's seventh, and at the line shooting 1-on-1 bonus will be Jalen Cheeks.
So Cheeks with 14 points. Both teams have been very balanced in their scoring tonight. Cheeks unable to get the first, so no second. And
that's Prophet into the game for his first time. He takes the three, not there. Putback made by Avia Charles. And we're seeing some names that we don't see in the starting lineup get some significant minutes here, not necessarily because Wekiva has a clear runaway, but because, of course, this is a preseason classic, and part of the point of an exhibition game is that you get a chance to take advantage of those opportunities. Foul is called against Mustangs, number 32, Vosi Prophet. That's his first personal foul, the team's eighth. At the line, shooting 1-on-1 bonus is Trayvon League. He hits the first and earns a second.
73-60, 2:58 left in this game. And second free throw does not go. Stokes with a strong rebound, got that hand up in the arm. Hands it off to Robertson. Robertson brings it across midcourt. Charles with the ball, and a whistle, and a turnover. And with 2:45 left, Jameric Hammond will check back into the game. So also want to mention, too, that not only did Wekiva come into last season, they're not just more physically mature, more mature in terms of experience, as Brake's going to take the tray, score it.
Joey Brake for three. And we'll pause for a timeout.
But Wekiva also returned 10 players from last year's team, and that certainly seems to be paying dividend tonight. 2:31 remaining, 73-63.
30-second timeout is requested by the Panthers. And we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
And welcome back to Mustang Gymnasium, the final 2:31. Wekiva looking to close out this victory. They're up 73-63 against Pine Ridge. From the corner, that's Cheeks. He was fouled by Stokes.
Foul is called against number 1, Donovan Stokes. That's his 3rd personal foul, and the team's 9th. At the line shooting 3 is Jalen Cheeks.
So not only will Pine Ridge be shooting double bonus the rest of the way, and that being 218, but 3 shots here for Jalen Cheeks. Cheeks with 14 points. Score remains 73-63. Have a stoppage to clean up some of the wet stuff right in front of the Pine Ridge bench.
And if you don't get sweat on the floor, they're not working hard enough.
So Cheeks at the line. Takes a couple dribbles, looks at the basket, shoots off the rim. Second free throw attempt from Cheeks. And this one is good. So remember, Cheeks gets 3 free throws. He was fouled while attempting a 3-point attempt, field goal attempt. So he gets 1 more, 2:18 remaining. The 3rd free throw attempt. And that is good.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Lane violation called against the Panthers. No shot, Mustangs ball.
The shot actually was good. It went in, but it will not count.
Yeah, and that's one of those where you feel really bad for the shooter because it counts against their statistics, even though it was another player who made the mistake. Of course, you don't have to feel too guilty about that tonight because none of the stats matter anyway, being a preseason classic.
So the long pass down to the corner, back to Robertson. Drain the rain.
Hugh Robertson for 3.
And just when some inroads were made by Pine Ridge, the lead is now back up to 12. 76-64, under 2 minutes. Field goal no good. Some work under the boards by Stokes. Comes out Hammond. Long pass, a little too long. And the ball will be turned over to
out of
Pine
bounds. Panthers ball. Checking into the game for the Panthers, number 15, Ricardo Lara.
1:49 left. Wekiva 76-64. Wekiva has held the lead for all but about 15 seconds. They've had a lead of at least 8 points for all but about 2 minutes. Lead has never grown to more than 12, though. And Robertson.
Hugh Robertson again with a 3.
And no sooner do I say the lead has never grown beyond 12. Robertson drains the rain, and we have a 15-point lead, the largest of the night for the Mustangs. We go to break, 79-64, 1:35 left. This is the Wekiva Mustangs Athletic Network.
And we'll pause for an injury timeout. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. And we had an extended injury there as Ricardo Lara fell hard.
And so Lauer was helped off. Looks probably just a little shaken up, probably just need a couple days of rest. And since
Trey not going to fall for Cheeks. Offensive rebound goes to Saez Rivera. Another Trey attempt is off the mark for break, and we're going to get a foul on the rebound. Foul is called against number 20, Trayvon League, his second, so the team's fifth.
And with 1:20 left.
Got a lot of personnel changes, which usually means that the game is conceded at this point.
Yeah, the tradition talked about this in the first game between Apopka and Lake Brantley. The team that's losing usually gets to call concede first, and they do so by putting their subs in. So 1:20 left, 79-64. Wekiva has been in the lead for the entire game except about 15 seconds. They scored the first 7 points, and other than about 2 minutes, the lead has been between 8 and 12 until right before we went to break when Robertson drained a tray.
Robertson for 3.
And speaking of Robertson, that's his second consecutive tray.
As we close in on the last 60 seconds here, want to again thank Keith Dickerson and his broadcast production team. Our spotter tonight is Andrew Jernigan, whispering all the stats in my ear so I don't miss anything. And on our camera, we have Jeremy Franklin. So thanks to them for their participation in tonight's broadcast. Neil Fisher, Mark Barchi, your two commentators for tonight's contest as we head toward the last 45 seconds.
And also want to remind you, we have 2 more games on Thursday night that will conclude the Wekiva Mustangs Boys Basketball Preseason Classic. At 6 o'clock, Apopka will play these very same Pine Ridge Panthers, and then about 15 minutes later, after the conclusion of that first game, Wekiva, the host schools, will take on the Lake Brantley Patriots. And also, tune in to the NFHS website. That's the National Federation of High Schools. Mark and I, along with the broadcast production students under, again, the direction of Keith Dickerson, we will be broadcasting the state playoff game between the Wekiva Mustangs and
foul is called against Mustangs. Number 15, Kerry Davis. And that will put Damon Harris at the line, shooting double bonus.
So Wekiva will be taking on Tahopa Kaliga on Friday night in what's the first round of the 2020 FHSAA postseason tournament, or if you prefer, the state playoffs. Both teams actually played last week in an elimination game because of the pandemic. An extra round was added. It was called the play-in round. But that game will kick off at 7:30, and again, it will be on the NFHS network. In the meantime, the last 10 seconds, Pine Ridge will have the ball, and Wekiva with the turnover, and the clock will run out. There is your buzzer. 82-65, the final score.
That takes us to the end of the ball game. 82-65 is the final score in game number 2 of the 2020 Wekiva Preseason Classic. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for coming out to support your Mustang and Panther athletes. Both of these teams will play again on Thursday. The Panthers take on the Apopka Blue Darters in the early game at 6 o'clock. The Mustangs will take on the Lake Brantley Patriots in the late game at 7:30. Your final stats for this game: Pine Ridge led by Ricardo Lara with 16 points. Joey Brake had 17. Jalen Cheeks with 15. For the Mustangs, they had 3 players in double figures as well. Hugh Roberson with 10. Donovan Stokes with 14. And Isaiah Laster led with 24. Also want to give a shout out to the 8 assists of Jamaric Hammond, setting up a lot of those shots. Hammond also had 8 points of his own and 3 rebounds. Once again, thanks for coming out or for tuning in online on YouTube or the NFHS network. We will be back with you on Thursday night at 6 o'clock with more of the Preseason Classic as we head to Game 3. Good night from Mustang Arena.